Hey guys, Merry Christmas 2022. Today's also Sunday, so it's Top Sunday number 75, I think. So, yeah, of course, my Christmas presents 2022 video will be up. I'm actually recording this 2 days ahead of time on December 23rd, 2022, but obviously you guys won't see this until December 25th, Christmas Day itself. And for this, I decided I'll talk about what is probably my favorite Christmas to date for this Top Sunday, and that would be Christmas 2009. Man, where do I start with Christmas 2009? So, that was a really amazing Christmas, man. Like, I mean, that's what the video is about, of course, but I remember, I got, gifts that I wanted that were basically, like, tailor-made for me personally. Gifts that, some of which I still have today. They're probably not anywhere near as good condition as back then, of course. But I remember my mum wouldn't let me open presents for a few hours. Like, I don't remember exactly. And then when my aunt woke up, then she was like, alright, we're opening presents now. And that was cool. But before we got to opening the presents, I was watching some stuff on TV, all by myself in the living room. Let's see, I watched, I think it was called Wonder Pets. There was this episode, I can't remember if it was Christmas related or not, but there was this one episode of Wonder Pets that I watched that I particularly loved. And on TV that morning, they were also playing the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. So I watched that Christmas morning 2009, and that's probably my favorite experience, like watching the SpongeBob SquarePants movie in general. I love that movie to death, of course, SpongeBob and all that. But yeah, but that's just the beginning. Because when we got to the gifts, man, did I get some amazing stuff. I got this DVD set called Kissology Volume 2, I think. Basically, it's just like a whole compilation of, like, just the band Kiss, like Kiss-related stuff. Like, full-on Kiss concerts, commercials, interviews. There's even a whole movie on it, called Kiss Meets the Phantom at the Park or something like that. And that's an amazing DVD set. I have, like, the best memories with that set, man. Far out. I also got SmackDown vs. Raw 2010 for the PS2. And which I wasn't surprised at all, because, like, we literally went Christmas shopping, like, a few days prior, of course. And I saw my mum straight up put that in the trolley. Not even trying to hide it. But I was still so ecstatic to get that. I got it for PS2, and it's still great on PS2. Seriously. And I still remember finding out about Create a Story. I was like, what? And admittedly, I did think it was going to be like you could, like, just put in any words for, like, what characters say in Create a Story. And they would straight up, like, there would be, like, audio or something of them actually saying the words. But it was just text. And that must have been, like, how, people felt. How I felt when I, saw that. That must have been how people feel when they watch one of my movies, and it's, like, text on screen and all that. But I still love that mode. And, that game, too. And I also got a slingshot, and let's see. And what's the significance of me getting a slingshot? Well, what is pretty much my favorite game of all time, Bully? That's a major weapon in that game, slingshot. So, I didn't know I was getting a slingshot, but when I saw I got a slingshot, I was like, oh my gosh, that was amazing. But the best thing I got that year, without question, and it was something that I wanted for years, man. Like, that was something I wanted for years at that point. And it's, weirdly enough, like, I wanted it because I imagined, because there's this thing we don't do as much, but go on road trips to see my grandparents, and that's a 6 hour drive, 5 6 hour drive. So I always imagine, even though it wouldn't happen that much, obviously, that I would be able to play on the PSP while during the car. Funnily enough, to this day, I don't remember ever actually doing that. But yes, I got a PSP that year. I wanted a PSP for years, and it was just really awesome to finally get it. Although that's the thing about when you get a new console, when you're like stuck with like one game on that console for like eternity, and you're not really enjoying that game either. It was Gran Turismo. I'm not really into like car games, if I'm being honest. But it did come with these cool. It was a limited edition version of that game, and it came with these cool postcards. I still have the postcards. I don't have the game itself anymore. I freaking lost it along with a lot of my other old PSP games. And literally a year later, that PSP died on Christmas 2010. And since then, I've gotten a new one. Well, new to me. Literally just this year, I finally got a PSP again. That was back in January. I love it so much. Without question, that's gonna last way longer than my first PSP. But yeah, Christmas 2009. Amazing memories, man. Ironically, I spent like the best parts of Christmas 2009 to me. I spent alone. I really did. But yeah, Christmas this year should be good, no doubt. I can't wait to eat pork roast again. And yeah, that's my Top Sunday number 75. Merry Christmas, y'all. And Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.